Hello and welcome to Photo Manipulation Masterclass with Adobe Photoshop. My name is Stan Mwenze and I'm a visual designer and design instructor. In this course, I'll show you how to create professional and great design step by step. I'm so glad that you made the decision to be part of this and to level up your design skills. So whether you are designing movie posters, album art, ads, social media design, flyers, landing pages, photo manipulation is a great design skill and would always come in handy. So who's this course for? Graphic designers. This course is for graphic designers. This course is for photographers, photo manipulating lovers, artists, and design enthusiasts. So it's generally for those that is actually wowed by a piece of design. This course is for those who really love good design and would actually like to replicate theirs. So if this sounds like you, I'm glad you made a decision to join this course. In this course, I'll teach you the necessary steps to take doing photo manipulation, and as we basically know, photo manipulation is the art of compiling multiple images to make an amazing composition or layout. So over the remaining hours of this course, I would introduce you to the principles and techniques in photo manipulation. Photo manipulation techniques are used by many designers to create extremely creative works of art. And also the great thing is, once you understand this focus points in photo manipulation, you can create anything you can dream of, like anything you can think of. So the widest imagery to the simplest idea can be conveyed through Photoshop using photo manipulation. So basically, once you understand these principles and these points, you can make anything at all. So this is what we'll be focusing on throughout this course, and at the end of this course, I'll be citing examples for each of these principles to help us understand better. And at the end of this course, we'll take on 3 design projects using all the principles we would learn, and I'm so excited for us to get started. I'll see you in the next video. Welcome back. In this lesson, we would talk on the selection and the color blending principle of photo manipulation, and I will be showing you examples on how to do this in the next slide. Alright, so here we are in Photoshop, and this is the image that I'll be using to cite as an example when making a selection. So we have various selection tools in Photoshop. We have the quick selection tool. Here we have the polygonal lasso tool, and we have a lot of them, but my favorite tool is the pen tool, which is this. So to easily access the pen tool, just click on this portion, or you just type P on the keyboard. Alright, so without further ado, let's just get started already. So for those of us that already know the drill, we can skip this part, but I want us to understand how to use the pen tool to make a perfect selection from the background. So this is how it works. Click on one point to when you feel like getting back to this anchor point, you just hold your Alt key and you click on this points, and then you continue. Make sure you have a straight cut. You can skip this part if you already know the drill. So for the sake of trying to meet up, I will actually make this fast. Finally, we're done with selection, and just know that the pen tool takes time, but then it's actually the best when it comes to images that have a lot of curves. So after this, we make sure your pen tool is still selected. Uh, right click on this and click make selection. Okay, perfect. So what next? So the next thing we'll do is to come to click on this tool and a rectangular marquee tool and select and max. All right. So there's a lot of things going on right here. Now we've made our selection, but Photoshop automatically selected the background. It didn't select the model, it selected the background. So we have to invert it. So how do we invert it? Very simple. Simply click on Command Shift and I. If you're on the Mac, Command Shift I. If you're on the PC, Control Shift I. Alright, so now we already have our model selected. You can see she's selected. So now once we click on select and max, what will happen? Perfect. So we have our model selected here. So we're just going to play with these settings a little. Increase the radius a little. We want to smoothen the edges a little. And notice the changes, notice the effects that occurs while doing this. I'm going to also increase the contrast a little. Okay. And so far everything seems perfect and okay. And I want to output this to a new layer. And once I'm done, hit OK. Alright, so we have a new selection and we'll be moving it to a new background so you understand how to blend an image to a background. So simply drag this image this way, and I already have this background open. Drag it and place it here. Alright. Now this image is a little bit big, bigger than the background. So what can we do? Now we can convert this to a smart object and convert it to a smart object and resize it. And how do I resize? Command T and resize. Hold your shift and drag it down, drag it down, drag it down till you've actually gotten what you want. And then you can click on this, continue. Alright, so this is what I want, this is how I want it to be. But then notice that the image doesn't really blend with the background. And now this is where color blending comes in. And how do we blend this with the background? Very simple. So you click on your adjustment layer and click on your curves, your curves and adjustment layer. After doing that, I want to create a clipping mark so that anything that happens in this layer doesn't affect the whole image. It just affects the model which we just selected. Right, so how do I do that? I just click on this place here, and whatsoever we do from now just affects this background. Now click here. Let me zoom in a little. To zoom in, hold command and plus. On PC, control and plus. To zoom out, control and the minus sign. On Mac, command and the minus sign. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is to click on this auto options And now I will be playing with the shadows and the highlights. Make sure enhance per channel contrast is selected. Now the shadows is the darkest part of the picture, while the highlight is the lightest part of the picture. So I would select the shadows and actually look for the darkest part of this image, the background. And I think this somewhere around here. Yes, exactly. Oh, wow. Now, did you notice this turned white? There was something we didn't do. Now, let's go back. Now, make sure that this particular place is checked, is selected, and not the layer marks. Make sure that the curves adjustment layer itself is selected. Alright, so having done that, let's get back to uh, auto options and enhance per channel contrast. So when I click on my shadows, I look for the darkest parts of this background and I select it, and this is it. After doing that, I press OK, and next look for the highlights. The highlights is the lightest part, and somewhere around here can work. Alright, now this is perfect. Once I'm done, I click OK. Now you might want to tweak this to fit your image, so you might want to reduce this if you like, and also come back to the highlights and make sure that everything blends in perfectly. Okay, once I'm done, I click OK. Okay, so Photoshop is going to ask you, do you want to save target color as default? For now, let's just click on no, and notice now that we have a proper color blending. Now this is the before and this is the after. I hope you really understand this part, and I'll see you in the next lesson.